Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting game review. This time it is WWE Games 2K22, which I've been trying to review for a long time now. First of all, apologies for the delay in doing so. I was into other things that needed my time. But anyway, here we are with the brand new 2K22 game. And this time around, WWE chose Rey Mysterio Jr. I don't think he's called Junior anymore, but back in the days of WCW, I have watched this champ who really defeated almost everyone in the roster, whether it's WCW or WWE. He made his name, and it wasn't an easy one. And all the different rivalries he has played mostly as a babyface. And back in the day, I used to like him a lot, but over the years, I didn't quite like the fact that he was like at the top of the scene all the time, and while the other wrestlers were kind of taking a back seat. So I personally started to kind of dislike him, especially for the different types of masks and things like that. But um, like it or not, he is a legend, and there's nobody like him. So I really appreciate him for making it to this point where he's chosen as the face of this particular installment. So congrats, Rey Mysterio, and you're a great wrestler. But maybe not my favorite, but you're definitely in my good books. Now, having said that, let's go through the game. So first of all, I have played all the previous games. I don't know if you've seen my previous review of 2K20, which had both plus and minuses, and there's no such thing like a perfect product or a game, right? So I think I'm gonna go with fingers crossed on what could be good or bad. Most importantly, I would like to see what kind of music they've gone with this time. They always pick the right ones. So we'll go through it. Unfortunately, I cannot play the songs here due to copyright issues, but you can definitely check them out on Spotify or anywhere else. Or if you buy the game yourself, you can definitely get a glimpse of what it's like to get the full experience of this particular installment, which is 2K22. And I know they've also released a 2K23, which to me is not that enticing, with John Cena as the main character over there. I think he's already been the main character on 2K17. I've not played that game, but anyway, so this is what it is. Let's get started. Okay, when I press any button, I'm taken to the main screen. An error occurred while retrieving the latest data. Okay, now, fine. All right, so we are on the home screen. I think this time around they've kind of completely changed how the interface is. It's quite different to what we have seen previously in the other installments. So they've given a home, and it's got quite a lot of options. And then you've got, I think, creations, which again is specific to each section, I believe, like entrance or victory. We'll go through this one by one, but I just want to go through the rest of the tabs and see. Uh, there seems to be a network issue, but that's fine. And we have options. Okay. So firstly, I see Showcase as the default value that is selected. So Showcase has got Rey Mysterio, which probably is about his life story. As I said, he started off as a junior, and then he went on to defeat a lot of people. He switched companies, and he's where he is right now. So I don't want to go there now. I just want to see what is new and what is different from the other games. So firstly, play is usually you get a list of things you can choose from, like fatal four way, triple threat, and so on. I believe that's what we're going to see. Let's go through it and see. Yes, I was right. But I think usually they just keep this as an option that is outside, not essentially inside a particular play button. But I might be wrong. I need to check the other games. So what's different about this screen? Okay, we have something called play tutorial. This wasn't there in the previous games. And we have, I think we have the same tournament, 1-on-1, 2-on-2. Custom matches, which is again something you can create on your own. I've not tried it myself. I usually go with the tournament or go with one of the hand-picked ones like Triple Threat, which are my favorites. And of course, you have Royal Rumble. So not much here. Going to Showcase. So as I said, this is about Rey Mysterio, and As you can see, they've just kind of shown a timeline of his career. So from 1997 to 2020 and on. I think they also have a video library and a couple of options to select the difficulty and subtitles. So this is the first time I think. I actually don't think this is the very first time people have seen Rey Mysterio in this particular costume. So this was for Halloween Havoc, and I think he was wearing two masks, the one around his neck, and I think it was a mask versus mask match, and this was against Eddie Guerrero during the rivalry days. Uh, I really don't know, like, are these guys friends? I thought they were friends in real life, but then they had a very good storyline where Eddie was being the heel, and he did a very good job at that. Too bad he's no more. But with all due respect, these two were the greatest in the ring. I remember this match. It was so good, and I really don't know what they've done in terms of how to make this a playable showcase section. So moving on, I think as we see, yes, this is another match between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, and there are a couple of objectives which would provide you rewards, and you got all the different matches, all the. I've not seen some of these matches myself. Maybe I've forgotten. Okay, so I think there's one last thing, which is when you complete all the objectives, you get to unlock maybe some sort of a special feature or some sort of a video or what happened after 2020. Well, I just can't wait to see that. And I don't kind of get the language here, La Leyenda. I don't know what it says. But visually, I think this is really good. The look and feel is really engaging, and I really love the way they've done it. And they kind of given each of the storyline uh, the specific logo, like Judgment Day, Cyber Sunday, and so on. It is very interesting. This wasn't there earlier, I think, at least not captured in this way. Okay, let's go out and jump into universe. Now, I never really got to understand what this universe is all about, and I think it's just like creating your own wrestling matches and so on. I don't want to try it now. It's going to take more time. So I'm going to come out of it. If you guys know what it is, please do let me know in the comments. And I think a very important thing here is the last three, which is my GM, my faction, and my rise. Now, these weren't there before. And I think my rise is more to do with creating a custom wrestler that it's a story of basically it's career mode, right? So I think that's what it is. And my faction, I think this is more to do with games like Mortal Kombat, where you have different factions. So I think they kind of brought that here. It's almost like playing trump cards, I think. I don't know if you guys remember trump cards. I still play them. They're really good. So let's see what is there. But first, let's go to my GM. Okay, so I think we need to choose a slot and pick a GM and so on. I think you can, I don't know how many GMs are there presently. So I think I picked William Regal for the UK, and I'm not sure if this is the default values, but anyway, so uh, okay, so I think the one thing I kind of observe in this game is it's not like a plug and play. It's got a lot more to it than the rest of the game so far, and I think this is how it's gonna be going forward. It's gonna be more and more of value for money. I think that's one way to put it. Um, yeah, which can be both good and bad, right? So this network issue again, I don't know what's causing this. You have you need to have the latest version of to select this. All right, that's fine. Let's go to my rise. Okay, so this is again, as I said, it's career mode, and as you can see, I've created a wrestler here. This is someone I've created for a long time, since PC days. So you have this pro athlete kind of a background, and most of this is pre-designed. So I've not really gone into a lot of detail. but I think you have the choice to play as both heel and as well as the baby face. It depends on your choices. But yeah, you can create as many wrestlers as you want, both men and women. So that's pretty much straightforward. If you go into creations, there's something called Superstar. So I think you can see your own. You can see the roster of superstars here. So it's basically all of them, and you've got people from different time as well. So this is 2021, Alexa Bliss, and this is the current one, and which is great. And they always do this. Usually these are like special characters that you need to download or kind of unlock to see. And I think this time they've got a lot of, I would say, rare wrestlers like Farouk. So I've never played Farouk. A couple of other guys like from the UK, Fabian Aichner, Eddie Guerrero again, and Diesel, of course. So some of these are like really, really glad that we are able to have these rare combination of wrestlers from different eras. There's quite a lot of wrestlers, and you also have like superstars, managers. Let's take a look at the managers. You got Stephanie McMahon, Paul Heyman, Scarlett. I don't know who Scarlett is. Bobby the Brain Heenan. Yeah, and you got downloaded wrestlers. Yeah, I guess this is from a DLC I purchased. So you got Yokozuna. Let's take a look at that guy. For a long time, I've been trying to play as Yokozuna. It's one of the rare talents. Sorry guys, I'm not able to see certain sections of the game. Yokozuna. Alright, this is good. Screen pause. Okay. You can change the attire and things. Yeah, this is the Yokozuna I would like to see. Yeah, the checkered. This is good. Don't know what it's like to play this guy, but yeah, just can't wait to. I don't want to have him as an opponent. I don't think I can win. But yeah, so generally, I think this is a very good improvement from what the WWE games were earlier. So you got all the championship belts here, and entrance. So I think this is something where you can change the entrance of each. I think there's a lot of things to read, which I'm not sure how many would really spend the time reading about the different steps that you need to take and so on. Okay, I just moved on from online, so it's not loading for some reason. I'm just going to go to options. So in the store, obviously you have PlayStation Store. You have some purchasables, as I said, and My Faction Marketplace. I don't know what that is. I think it's not like actual cards, as I said, trump cards. This is more to do with virtual cards, which kind of unlock things for you. So yeah, it shows what I've purchased. Okay. Right, you get to buy the arenas, the championship belts, and so on. There's quite a lot of belts. So I think the one thing I noticed in this game is the amount of time you spend compared to the others, the previous games. So this is like, I'm sure you would take around 30 to 40 minutes just to understand what's going on in each of the sections. And this is taking into account that some of the screens didn't even load. Now, if you had to go into each one of them, there's so much to read about and to explore. And I think that's a good thing that the 2K games have done. They have taken the time to make it as interesting as possible. There's a lot of content to go through. There's tutorials. There is of course, the jukebox. As I said, they have a good collection of songs all the time. Got entrance tracks as well. So I think they've gone with Machine Gun Kelly, Motorhead, and Asking Alexandra, and my favorite Bring Me the Horizon. So that's a pretty old album, but I think it's a good one. I don't know which song they have over there. Oh, it's a happy song. Okay, right. So I think that's all the songs in total. Usually it's a bit more longer. You have at least 12 or more songs. I think this time they've gone with less. Uh, yeah, let's try and see if we can open the other sections. Okay, guys, I think I fixed what was the issue. Due to some problem with my PlayStation Store sign in, so I managed to do that. I think I should be able to access the sections which weren't opening last time. Let's try and see that. I think this content is available only online. I think without that, without an internet connection, uh, I don't think you can actually enjoy the full game. It's taking a bit of time to load. Let's hope it's good. All right, so what do we have? Okay, so I think this is becoming quite standard these days. So there's a login reward every time I think Monday to Sunday, they've kind of made it quite obvious. So they would give you a set of activities to do, and as you complete it, you will get to unlock certain aspects of the game or get to gain some points, which I think are quite a few. As you can see at the top right, you can see there's a WWE logo with 20. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the MF is. So I've got 3,753, and you have a VC, which is a zero. I don't know what that is again, but yeah, let's just continue on. And there's some sort of a loyalty reward, which I think is the same thing, right? So the daily login bonus. Log in any 5 days this week to earn the loyalty reward below. Okay, right. So okay, I'm getting some reward. Steel body side plates. I think they've kind of gone too much into this card, the trump card kind of a experience, and I don't know how this is gonna translate into your score or how you can use it in your career mode. I don't know how it's all linked. I think this is where I think we need a lot more understanding of this, the gameplay, the way they have designed this particular installment. Okay, I'm just gonna click next. Okay, so again, I think just like the home screen, we have another home screen and a set of sections we can browse through and choose. Again, it kind of reinforces the point I said earlier, guys. So they're giving you more than what you bargained for, and nobody saw this coming, right? So they got quite a lot of things. I got a lot of in-game purchases, promotions, and you got your goals to complete on a weekly basis, daily basis, and yeah, I think each section can take away at least a couple of hours of gameplay, and I think it's the idea is I'm not sure, maybe they wanted the players to stay engaged and spend more time on the screen. Um, that way you don't get to play any other game, you know. But whatever be the case, I think as long as it is good, I think any hardcore WWE fan or a 2K games fan would want to experience the complete game for what it is. And I'm gonna quickly browse through the different sections. So each section is kind of split into different parts. Um, Going back to home. Okay, so the first one is basically a promotion. There's a season pass and things that are being released on a weekly basis that we can purchase if we want. I believe it will take you to the PlayStation Store. And you got something called locker codes. Let's just see what that is. Okay, so this is some sort of a cheat code that unlocks things for you. I don't have one right now, and you have a plan B. Jabba Jabba, quick winner. I think these are the objectives for this week. I think as I move on, got something called Proving Grounds. I think this is like faction wars, right? So prove that your faction has what it takes. So I think you basically need to choose your faction. So I think like I said, the heel versus the baby face, and yeah. So I think you kind of climb a ladder, and then like a virtual ladder, right? And end of it all, you get to face the toughest competitor, and if you win, you get some rewards. I think that's how it should work, and that's what is weekly towers, I suppose. So let's just go one by one. Okay, Proving Grounds, Chapter 1, Rise Up. It's got quite a few chapters to go through. It's like a mini showcase mode where you get to play different, I mean, get to face different wrestlers, and as you play, the next level gets unlocked and so on, and there's rewards to win. Likewise, Faction Wars, and yeah, so this is a team I chose. I suppose I don't remember choosing these guys. I don't know how these guys came to be here, but anyway, so this is to me my team that I need to fight against with. I don't know if you can change them, edit any part of it. I'm just gonna just go back, and weekly towers. Okay, so I've already completed 5 matches in Mae Young Classic, and that is completed. I got my reward of 500 MF. I don't know what that is. Again, sorry, there are a lot of things I really don't know what's going on with this game, but I think a certain level of suspense always helps. Otherwise, there wouldn't be anything interesting, right? So I've got week 2, and I think it unlocks every week. I can't fast forward to any of these. I'll just come out, go to headquarters. What is this? My faction management. Oh yeah, this is the group I created. So the previous one was pretty much chosen by the server, I suppose. Now, this is the one I have chosen. This is the team in both men and women division. We've got AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, Elias, Titus O'Neil, and it's basically who I had, not essentially what I wanted to choose. So I just chose the one whom I thought would win or represent my team if I'm the manager. So yeah, I think I've got a good mix of all talent, the high flyers, the heavy lifters, and the brawlers and so on. And I think the active manager is Stephanie McMahon. And there's something called contracts as well. You got attributes. There's quite a lot of things going on, guys, and I can customize the faction logo, the nameplate, wallpaper, and whatnot. And I think even the managers have their own style, and it kind of has an influence on, or positively or negatively impacts the team. I don't know how intelligent this entire gameplay is going to be, because some of these managers or themselves they were previously wrestlers, and yeah. Okay, and then got something called My Collection, and this is the thing, right? So the more I click, it is opening new screens, and further down, it's like a rabbit hole, and I'm pretty cautious not to get too deep into it because this is essentially a review, and I don't want to spend too much time on one particular section. So I'm just gonna just go through the different sections, if you will. And and the thing about Sami Zayn is, I think he's acting like a trainer. And when I first purchased the game, the very first thing I saw was Sami Zayn. He was all over the screen. He was saying, "I'm your trainer," and so on. He was. It seems he has trained quite a few wrestlers in the past. Um, I I have not watched any of his matches, to be honest, but I think this is again a kind of an improvement. I don't know whether it's for good or bad, but the WWE game team chose to go with some sort of a virtual trainer, and it had to be a real person, an existing wrestler who would take you through and maybe guide you to win, to choose the right combination of things, to build your wrestler, or I really don't know how interesting this particular approach is going to be. Like I said, so every step of the way, he's kind of being this coach who's telling you, okay, this is what it is, or this is how you need to be. And I kind of found it. Oh, I mean, do we really need this? I I, I don't I don't think the game really required this kind of a support or creative angle. The game is busy as it is, and this is like including a lot of things. Maybe it's a very good idea they wanted to incorporate later in time, but for some reason they put all of that together. And sometimes when you rush an idea, it can actually go against and it may not really support the cause, right? And I think this version of the WWE is slightly overdone, although it does have its own good parts. For a major part of it, it is good. I think at least 20 to 30% of it is not that great, but visually, I think it's stunning. I would say the choice of colors and the amount of effort they put into this particular installment is way better, a lot better, and it's kind of like a taste of things to come in future. The 23, the 25, or whatever would have a lot more interesting aspects to it, and um, and I hope they don't give too much importance to the gamification. It's already a game, so let's not gamify it too much and give too much instruction to the player, because all we want to do end of day is just plug and play with a bit of story and a bit of rewards and so on. It's good, but I I don't know if I wanted to play a quick wrestling match, I would go for one of the older ones like 2020 or 18, with just let you plug and play. But this is like I sometimes might end up in a screen which I don't even want to see, and I might find the rest of the time trying to figure out how to come out of it, right? So that's just my personal opinion, guys. I'm going to leave faction. It's not that I kind of feel it takes away my precious time, because I really do give a lot of importance to games, and I don't want one game taking all the time away from me. So let's just go on to online, which is now open. So you have lobbies, which I doubt is something to do with PlayStation again. Online gameplay. Yeah, that's what it is. So sorry, not interested. Then you have tonight's match, one-on-one. I think this is something preset every day by the server or some sort of an algorithm they're running. So I think if we again, it's I, yeah, I don't usually go. I don't do online gaming, guys. I just record. I mostly play offline, and yeah, I just plug my PS4 to the internet just to get the best out of it. Then you have leaderboards. Now, come on, again, this is like I don't want to see the same screen for three consecutive times. What is quick play? Again, can you believe this? Like all four boxes lead you to the same screen, and I think you need to purchase in order to play. I think it would have been really helpful if some sort of a message is kept at the bottom and say like, in order to do this, you need to have a subscription, which I obviously don't have. So we're gonna go on to community creations, which is the most interesting place for me. As you can see, I can download custom wrestlers, matches, I think even move sets or whatever to add to my roster. So these are all maybe probably wrestlers who are not there in this current installment, and also some of the superheroes like Spider-Man. And this is where all I get all my downloads from, guys. And there are some really incredible creators out there who really take the time and effort to go through every little detail out there. and set up moves, and it's not at all easy. It takes hours and hours of time of your time to come up with the perfect outcome of that character. So I'm just going to go to all just to show you how this particular screen is built. So we have basically three parts to it, like three sections. One is the most recent, and you can browse through using the R2 on your PS4. So there's been about really bad at math, so I think it's about 1,01,032 screens. Yeah, so you got people creating everything from people. I mean, I don't know what a lion and this Osman sniper is. It just some of these creations are crazy. But I'm after most series creators like you know like movie characters, Batman, CM Punk. So this is like some of them are really gifted, and you can also go into one of the creations to see what else the creator has done. So it takes quite a bit of time, guys, but it's really worth it because some of these things you wouldn't find, you wouldn't be able to download, you wouldn't be able to pay for. But this is entirely free, and as long as you have got an internet connection, you can go and download as many wrestlers as you want. And you can also flag if something is inappropriate. So let's see content by the creator. Okay, so this created quite a few guys here, and you can again see most downloaded, most upvoted, and so on. But which doesn't necessarily mean it's good, right? Um, so yeah, so this is basically community creations, and you can also create your own character and upload the person here, and you can give the right to be re-uploaded. That is the way I understand it. Is for example, the Joker. As you can see, the download icon over there. This is someone I downloaded. I played the character. He looked good. If I wanted to make some changes to him, let us say wanted to remove the face paint, I can download, change the face paint, remove it in the options, and resave and upload under a different name. So I think you can either choose to lock this feature, or you can allow the community to make changes to your creation. So it's totally up to you. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. One of the reasons why I love to play WWE games is because of this creation mode. And you have uploads, I think, which stores your characters, image manager. So some of these sections I've seen them in the previous games as well, but I really don't. I've never used them, right? So I think this is where you can actually use a photograph of yourself if required. So you can see I've used. Actually, this is all the characters I've downloaded, and you can see how they managed to get their the dresses, the face mapped onto the character. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how these things work, guys. I just play the game. And you have the last one being online options. I think this is for online gameplay. I wouldn't be doing any of this. So, did we see the leaderboards? Oh yeah, of course, we saw the same screen. Great. So, I guess that's pretty much it. And I think we didn't check out extras. Extras is basically the credits and deletion utility, and the deletion utility is for anything you've created and you don't want, or anything you downloaded from the community. And I mean, what happens is eventually you would run out of space. So let's say there are 20 slots for you to save characters or builds or whatever, but then you want to install a new character or download a new character, you need to delete and make space for it. It's pretty much like a hard disk. So that's one. Again, I've never used it. And you have the roster. Let's check out gameplay. Oh yeah, these are all the different options. And tutorial is, Yeah, they also give you the manual. So I just want to show you the tutorial. And as I said, Sami Zayn kind of takes over uh, he's the coach, and this is some of his matches. Okay, so for some reason I'm not getting the audio on this. It's probably because I've switched off. Sorry, I switched on the creator mode. So I think obviously there's going to be some music involved, and as you can see the subtitles there. So he kind of gives a kind of a explanation as to why we need his help as the coach. So yeah, how to be a great wrestler. I think um, they try to make this quite engaging and interesting, but I think it kind of becomes a little too much. You really need this kind of a YouTube instructor. I kind of think I can do without this section, guys, entirely. If I wish I could, I mean, I really want to skip, but I wanted you to see what this is all about. So, oh, sorry, it is Drew Gulak. Oh my God, I'm really sorry, guys. That is Drew Gulak, and yeah. So basically, he tells you what keys to use. You have the light strike, heavy strike, grab, and so on. I'm not going to play this. I just want to show you how much you need to read
The
in order
key
to
to
kind of
any
experience
wrestler's
this. So I'm gonna just cancel this now. But the good thing is you get to see the controllers. You can see specific moves each of the wrestlers can do, and you can see for both, right? So you've got Riddle and you got Rey Mysterio, but the different combos. And this is the other thing, they brought in combos just like a fighting game. So this is what I think they're trying to make it look more like a Mortal Kombat instead of what it really is. I really don't think that works, to be honest. I'm going to quit the match. So yeah, overall, I think on a score of 1 to 10, I would give it a 6.5. At the max, a 7, because I kind of feel that they've overdone some of the aspects of the game. I don't really think we need so many sections for it. It's way too confusing in a way. As we saw that all these different sections led to the same screen, which is very annoying. Yeah, and they got something called news, which is again the promotion. I think they're focused a lot on promotions these days, and so that's it, guys. We've officially reviewed the newest installment 2K22, and it's both plus and minus, as I said. It's definitely not the best, but it's a good game to try. It's definitely better than the previous games, but there are places where I felt we could live without some of the sections or some of the action out there. So I will post a couple of videos with my first gameplay and with upcoming matches, which I hope will be a lot more interesting with all the new guys and some of the legend roster. So until next time, let's see later. Bye bye.